casting Brendan Fraser in it. I mean, to be honest, when I first heard about it and seeing his physical shape right now, I thought, what super villain are you going to play? Captain Neckfat? You know, I'm sorry, but
Captain Backfat.
I'm sorry, I had to let that
Release
one out.
the rolls.
Rightio.
What a twat.
Now, our next topic is the news that Brendan Fraser, remember that name?
He's back.
Yeah, boy, he's down to play the villain in the new Batgirl movie. So that is quite interesting, to say the least, because he's been away for a while. And he's had a bit of a renaissance lately with some of the stuff he's been in.
All I know is the last time I saw Brendan Fraser, he looked effed.
Yeah.
He was broken.
Let's say he's in a different place physically.
Yeah. Is he still in that different place?
He's got his hair back, I know that much, because there were photos of him like with his hair gone, like just falling out in bits and pieces.
Yeah. So, what stress?
Well, okay, but let me read you this article from Variety. Brendan Fraser has been cast in DC's upcoming Batgirl movie. He will play the villainous Firefly, a sociopath with a passion for pyrotechnics, opposite star Leslie Grace. Specific plot details for Batgirl have been kept under wraps, though it centers on Barbara Gordon, the daughter of Gotham Police Commissioner Jim Gordon. J.K. Simmons is returning to portray Jim Gordon after first playing the character in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Bad Boys for Life filmmaker Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fala will direct. They're back. They're getting a lot of work, man.
They're doing a lot of work.
Will direct Batgirl for Warner Brothers. Batgirl is set to premiere on HBO Max, the streaming service backed by Warner Media, sometime in 2022. The project is notable because it marks one of the first major DC Comics properties to skip theaters in favor of streaming. Plus, it's one of the studio's rare comic book adventures following Wonder Woman and its sequel, as well as Margot Robbie's Birds of Prey, to spotlight a female superhero. And then it talks about Brendan Fraser in some of the other stuff that he's done. And then lastly, Deadline say they were the first to report this. Anyway. So, I think that it's very interesting that this movie's going straight to streaming, not cinema. Because usually that is a sign that the studios do not have too much confidence in the movie. Let me put it to you, Leon. What are your thoughts on Brendan Fraser getting this role? And what are your thoughts on the upcoming Batgirl movie?
Well, Brendan Fraser. Now, there's a lot of talent out here, you know, in the world, Hollywood. Why Brendan Fraser?
He was a talent. You can't knock that he wasn't a good actor.
Listen to what you just said.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Well, I said wasn't in the past tense.
You said was a good actor.
But I haven't seen the recent stuff that he's done. No. So that's what's the article. I'll tell you. Let me read that last bit that I didn't read before.
Wait a minute. Didn't you ask me a question?
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you the question again. Batgirl isn't Fraser's first foray into the DC universe. He currently voices a character on the HBO Max superhero TV show Doom Patrol. It does, however, continue a career resurgence for the George of the Jungle and the Mummy star, who all but disappeared from Hollywood in the mid-2000s. He's since emerged in Steven Soderbergh's crime drama No Sudden Move and Danny Boyle's Trust on FX. Fraser recently landed the lead role in Darren Aronofsky's next film, The Whale, an adaptation of Samuel D. Hunter's play about 600-pound middle-aged recluse, and he will be seen in Martin Scorsese's Killer of the Flower Moon alongside Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. So that answers your question.
He's really making a comeback then.
He's made a real big comeback because that's just, 4 or 5 projects that I've just reeled off.
Big projects as well.
Yeah.
Film as lead,
So
I ain't seen them yet.
Well, That's not the point. The point
No,
is
it is.
he's casting them.
Yeah, because
casting
he's getting the golden handshake. Someone's bringing him back.
And in fact, he's not just casting them. Some of them he's done already. So the No Sudden Move and Trust is already done. So he's having a resurgence. So I take that back. Not is.
But you don't know. You haven't seen them yet.
But by all accounts, he wouldn't get the work that he's been from Scorsese and the other ones on Soderbergh if that other stuff wasn't good.
Yeah, it'd be too much of
What's it based on, though?
What do you mean?
I mean, is it? I haven't seen any of this. Who's seen it? Is it out?
Trust and No Sudden Move is out.
But he would have had to. I mean, they would have gone to him with the roles, but he's still going to have to screen test it.
No, I hear that. I hear that.
So he's going to have to show that he's still got, his potential and ability.
Seeing is believing.
Yeah,
for me, seeing is believing.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, we need to.
Brendan Fraser has done a lot. His back catalogue. He's funny as hell. He's a great actor. I'm not going to say he ain't.
Yeah.
But it's just the way he's dropped out, turned into nothing.
Yeah.
And then just come back. Like, just came back.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
What? What?
I mean, we need to see these two projects, No Sudden Move and Trust, because I've not seen them.
So they're out, yeah?
They're out.
Right.
So one's Danny Boyle and the other one is Steven Soderbergh.
Okay.
Danny Boyle, Steven Soderbergh, Darren Aronofsky,
And
Martin
Scorsese.
Yeah,
that's four
legends.
big punching directors.
Big time.
So
big time.
Yeah.
So that kind of shows that he's still got it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, what's your expectations for him in the Batgirl movie?
I'm always a bit skeptical about this Batgirl movies and whatnot.
Yeah.
They never really seem to do that well. I mean, remember Catwoman?
Yeah.
And like they're the kind of things that are in my head.
I think
they just don't stick with me.
Yeah, I take your point, and I'm kind of the same mindset, because another topic we're going to be talking about after this is another offshoot of the Batman franchise. But yeah, I don't know what it is about Batman's either villains or sidekicks when they get their own movie or TV series. It just doesn't seem to do well. Doesn't seem to do well at all. You're right.
Yeah, so I'm like, meh.
Yeah.
So, but just like Dune, for example.
Yeah.
The rave reviews hyping me up. So I might be surprised. It might put it at the box. It might, but you know what? It doesn't. What's the best female superhero movie that you can think of? Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Probably the first Wonder Woman.
The first Wonder Woman, yeah.
The second Wonder Woman wasn't
great. I fell asleep and I just wasn't interested.
Yeah.
But other than that, like
Black Widow wasn't bad, although it was irrelevant.
Okay.
Yeah. It was irrelevant though. It was irrelevant. It was irrelevant because it goes back before she died in Endgame.
Yeah.
So it goes back to a time before Civil War. So I'm like, why? Why? This is probably why it didn't do too great, because everyone was like, we know you died. So why are we going back? Okay, no, we do know why she went back, because it does introduce her sister, who's now going to be in the next few films.
Okay, so it's a setup.
So it was a setup, but at the same time, people are thinking, why am I going to go spend big money in the cinema
for the dead woman?
Right. I might as well wait for it to even come out for free on Disney Plus.
But going back to my point.
Yeah. Yeah.
None have really made it.
Yeah.
None have really made it.
Yeah. Well, Damien, you hearing this news and hearing that it's going to come out on HBO Max without a cinematic release, does that say to you that they don't really have much confidence in this film?
I'm going to say no. The reason I'm going to say no is because what just happened with the re-release of the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Right.
Now, there's been a lot of back and forth with should he shepherd it and not, because obviously Warner Bros. Let him go. They parted ways, unofficially or officially parted ways. But because of the following of the audience and everyone like kind of going like, we need Snyder to come back to the universe. And in fact, you just mentioned J.K. Simmons is coming back. Says to me, right, okay, is he going to be involved in some way as a producer or whatnot? And if
Who's
he
Zack
is,
Snyder?
Yeah.
Okay.
If he is, are they going, let's see if we can see what legs this has on streaming, because of how well Justice League did on streaming. It was the biggest stream film this year. and it brought a lot of attention. I mean, like, people were screaming for that film. They still are.
Although they made a loss on that, you know.
They made a loss on it, but
they made a loss
because they put it in the amount of reshoots and whatnot.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the actual word of mouth and the following it got, it broke the internet. And could they be taken again by saying, let's see what legs this has, let's put it through streaming service. If it does well, the sequel goes to the cinema. If not, but to Leon's point, I can't think of a good like female-led superhero film, which is a shame because there are a lot of great female superheroes out there which you could pump the right content into, which I haven't done.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Wonder Woman, the first one.
And in fairness, I haven't seen Wonder Woman.
I would say Wonder
Woman is the best, but we're talking now best of the bad bunch. But she carried the film, and she deserved, you know. It was a great film.
Yeah. The first one was anyway. The first one was. The second one wasn't great.
Nah, I'm lost with it. Lost.
I tend to disagree with you on the cinematic thing. Because I hear what you're saying, and what you're saying is not wrong, because they have J.K. Simmons, obviously, and it harkens back to the Zack Snyder, Justice League. But what you got to remember is that was fan service, and that was years of the fans screaming for that Zack Snyder cut.
But look how many fans you've got. Like the DC fandom thing that just happened, that was 3 hours of waiting for Batman to come. But how much did they go on about Batgirl and Batwoman? So there is a huge fan base out there that want to see this, but I don't think they're ready to take a gamble yet to put it in the cinema.
But here's the thing. They know. This is my other point. They know, and we're going to touch on this in the next topic, that Batwoman has seriously soured people when it comes to, because that did not do well at all, to the point where even when they changed the lead actress and brought in another one, it continued to tank.
But have they cast a lead for Batman?
They've already done the second season.
I mean for the film, have they cast?
The film. I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet, actually.
Because I think they cast for big volumes of what it's going to be.
But my point is that people are not interested in. I don't think people are interested in Batgirl or Batwoman, because again, when they changed the cast of Batwoman, people still weren't interested. A lot of people had a problem with Ruby Rose in the first instance when she was cast as Batwoman. Yeah. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, I think that's why they're thinking, right, let's just drop this on HBO Max only, and therefore we won't have to put too much into the budget. And then if that does well, then we can do a sequel and put it in the cinemas. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's my take on it. Your take on it could be correct. But yeah, it's interesting that these side characters of Batman seem to not do very well.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Did DC Legends? What's the series they've got on Netflix at the moment? It's a show on Netflix which is about Nightwing and the rest of them. It's done all right. So
is that Legends of Tomorrow?
Something like that. It's got like 3 seasons on Netflix. It's doing quite well.
I'm not sure. Because I know Legends of Tomorrow was on Sky. On Sky One. I'm not sure if that's on Netflix now. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I know there's one on Netflix. There's one on Netflix and there's one on Prime, which are both the DC spin-off shows, which is about the side characters, if you like.
But they're side characters from all different.
Yeah.
Not specifically Batman.
No.
You see what I'm saying? No. So I think you're right in the sense that they've brought in J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon to harken back to the Zack Snyder verse Batman. I think that's going to be interesting to see if that helps sell it. But I'm gonna take a guess and I think this is not gonna do very well. I really don't think so. I hope it does. I never want anything to fail, but I don't think it's gonna do very well. No. But you think it's got a chance?
I'm saying it could have a chance.
Okay.
I don't know much about it. I don't know much about it at all. So I'm just going to say, based on certain aspects of it, it might have a chance.
I mean, casting Brendan Fraser in it. I mean, to be honest, when I first heard about it and seeing his physical shape right now, I thought, what super villain are you going to play? Captain Neckfat? You know, I'm sorry, but
Captain Batfat.
I'm sorry, I had to let that
Release
one
the
out.
rolls.
It could work. It could. I don't know, because obviously I'm a comic book head, but I don't know too much about this. What's the name of the superhero? No, the supervillain. Sorry, Firefly.
Yes, I think he's.
Firefly. I don't know too much about this villain, so it'll be interesting to see it in it. Hopefully, he loses some weight because he's got costumes to fit in. You know what I mean? And since he ain't playing Captain Neck Fat, but
Please,
CGI.
someone now make a comic book called Captain Neck.
well, anyway, let's see if he's name value adds something to the film, and let's see if he can continue his renaissance, because it seems like he's doing really well for himself.
No, I mean the last thing I saw him in was Crash. And that's 1990, that's like 2004.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, 2004.
Yeah.
I mean, he appeared in G.I. Joe as like the commander or whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah, like a small guest role in that one because it was the same director that did The Mummy.
Right.
It's a favour, but I can't remember the last thing I've seen him in. But as I said, the fact that he's got 4 upcoming roles in those caliber directors' films says to me he's making a strong comeback. So it could be a plus for the Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't know. Time will tell.
What do you think, mate?
He's like, nah.
I'm already switched off.
Yeah, I'm
already switched off.
I will wait for Damien to see it and tell me it's
we'll
good.
Send him.
We'll send you.
We'll send you.
Well, it's on HBO,
him.
so
On HBO.
Yeah. So we'll wait for Damien to see it with his brother, and then they can tell us. You know what I mean?
Send him.
Send him. But yeah, let us know what you think about Brendan Fraser being cast in the Batgirl movie, and what you think of the Batgirl movie. Do you think it's going to do well? What do you think of it being on HBO Max exclusively? Drop us some comments down below and let us know.
And send him to see it.
Bruku.